has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free.
Okay, next question.
I'm a horse football coach right now.
You know, it got shoved up. It got shoved.
Got a pretty good slate for week one. I wanted to get your guys the game that you're most excited for this week. Pretty good slate. I was kind of going through it, trying to do the picks. I thought there'd be a little more juice, but I definitely got my eye on a couple games. But Travis, give me the game that you're most excited to watch this week, other than Michigan State, of course.
Yeah, I got my eye on that Notre Dame Texas A&M game, the nightcap on ABC. I believe it's on ABC. Yep. College Game Day is going to be there. Mike Elko making his debut for A&M, which is a team that had all these elite crops of recruits and just never did anything with Jimbo Fisher. Some of those guys are gone, but there's still a lot of guys there that he's got talent to work with. They've got a good quarterback. They've got some good running backs. They got Moose Muhammad III. They've got, son of MSU legend. They've got former Grand Valley receiver Jedi Walker, one of their top receivers. They got that great defense. And then he's facing off against the Notre Dame team that's got his former quarterback at Duke with Riley Leonard, also one of his former defensive ends at Duke, and R.J. Oben, an elite defense. Obviously, they have those offensive line players all the time, but their left tackle's out for the season, so that'll be interesting. And I believe I saw something that said that Notre Dame's offensive line has a combined 6 starts between them, so that's not great for them. And then they also have a new offensive coordinator coming from LSU with Mike Denbrock. So we'll see, how that turns out. There's a lot of pressure on Mike Elko for a first-year coach, more than a lot of places. So that one will be interesting to see.
Yeah, tons of storylines there. Really put into perspective. Nick, what about you?
So one game, this is probably not one of the marquee games, but it is kind of a rivalry. I'm excited for Penn State at West Virginia, because Penn State always seems to kind of have a rough out in their first game of the year. And I think this will be the second top 10 upset of the year. I think West Virginia may topple the Fighting Drew Allers.
Oh, don't get me started on Drew Allen.
Oh, boy.
That is one that I got my eye on, too. I agree. I think that's Morgantown, great game day atmosphere. The Mountaineers are going to come out playing. That's a big one for them to kick off their year. And I agree. Penn State kind of just going to do Penn State things. I would love to see West Virginia win that game. I think as we all would. One game that I've got my eye on is North Dakota State against Colorado. That's a Thursday night, tomorrow night. I think that obviously Colorado gets so much press, but North Dakota State is, even though they're an FCS team, certainly no slouch. We know what kind of success they've had. And I'm very excited to see their physical brand of football go up against some of those Colorado State prima donna type players. I'm really excited for that one. Another one just to throw in an honorable mention. I think Miami versus Florida is a good one.
Yeah,
a great rivalry game to start off the season. Little SEC ACC matchup. Tons of pressure on Billy Napier in Florida this year, and I would say an equal amount of pressure on Miami and Mario Cristobal coming off some of those embarrassing losses last year and everything they've done in the portal and all the money they spent. So certainly no shortage of good games. Can't wait to dive in and watch them all. Going into the next topic here, just going to keep it brief here with the some more CFB national type stuff. We're going to go across the board. They're going to pick for each conference, for each Power 4 conference, we're going to pick our prediction to win the conference and then a dark horse. So we'll do that for the SEC, ACC, Big 12, Big 10. And then we're going to submit our Heisman prediction and a dark horse as well for that. And then I promise Spartan fans, we will get into Michigan State stuff. So what conference do you guys want to? I think Big 10 last, SEC second to last. Big 12 first, then ACC. Big
Yeah.
12, ACC, SEC, Big 10.
Yeah, we can do it that way.
All right. And then we'll start. We'll just go Travis, Nikki, me. Travis, Nikki, me. Travis, Nikki, me. Travis,
Okay,
Nikki,
so
me.
we'll go one by one to conference,
Yep.
and then come back around.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So
All
start
right.
us off with your Big 12 winner, and then your dark horse.
My Big 12 winner is Utah. It seems pretty simple, but they got all that. They got Whittingham there and 7th-year quarterback. A lot of playmakers. Good enough. I'm gonna go with Texas Tech as my dark horse.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Nikki.
It's hard to go against Utah, but I'm going to do that. I honestly am surprised that their odds weren't as high as I thought they'd be, but I'm going to go Kansas as the Big 12 champ, just like Lance Leopold, and they got their QB returning. Then for a dark horse, I'm going to do Sam Leavitt and the gang over at Arizona State.
Oh, I like that.
Ooh. Coming in
I like
hot.
that.
Okay.
I like that, Nikki.
Yeah.
Dang. It's gonna sound a little funky. So for my winner, I'm gonna go Utah too. I think that's just too easy. It's too hard to pass up. I mean, I think they're head and shoulders above the rest of that conference. My dark horse is Kansas, which coming off the season they had, it's kind of hard to imagine that they're a dark horse, but they were like 5th or 6th down the list of odds. I think like plus 900 to win. So I'm going to go with Kansas there for the dark horse in the Big 12. Moving over to the ACC, Travis, give me what you got there.
If you would have asked me this last week, I would have had a completely different answer. So I initially had Florida State as my winner and SMU as my dark horse. Not a great week. Not a great week for both of those.
Yeah, no,
not a great week for both
great.
of those. So I now shifting gears a little bit. I'm going to pick NC State to win the conference.
Okay, nice.
Grayson McCall over there, the quarterback. Dave Doran, good coaching, good players, good defense. Okay, my dark horse. Another reason I picked that is I don't really trust Miami based on their track record, and that's what everybody else is picking right now.
Yeah,
and I don't really trust Clemson lately. Dark horse, I'm gonna go North Carolina just because I didn't see anybody else that I felt comfortable with.
Yeah, kind of a tough dark horse conference.
It's a terrible conference to be picking. Yeah.
I like those picks though, Nikki.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. One thing I realized we didn't even mention the Georgia Clemson game. This game we're excited for this weekend. I feel like that just felt so obvious, but that's a nice.
Kind of sucks that it's at noon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that selfishly because I'm playing golf at 10:30. So, but like I feel like that one that should be a 3:30 or a 7:30 game. I know that you got Notre Dame at Texas A&M. So, but I'll be following it from the golf course. Nikki, what do you got for the ACC winner and dark horse?
I think it's too hard to pick against Miami. Like their schedule is so easy. I don't think they even play Clemson.
I just don't trust them. Yeah.
They have to win it this year. They just have to. And honestly, my dark horse after seeing some of what Georgia Tech's got,
Georgia,
why not?
Not bad.
Yeah, I really like the dark horse. I was thinking about picking them too. This is a tough one for me. I'm gonna go with Clemson against my better judgment. I think that they'll be good enough just to win that conference. I'm with Travis. I don't trust Miami, just given their track record and their just coaching mistakes last year. I know that they've added a lot of talent, but I don't know. There's just something about this. Something stinks over there in Coral Gables, and it's just turning me off. Dark horse. Is it crazy to say FSU after that game? I think they're still like the 3rd or 4th best odds. But I'll go with Louisville. I think Florida State's a fair dark horse at this point, but I'll go with Louisville. Like what Brom's doing over there.
You almost found a loophole there.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, their odds definitely went down, but
Yeah.
I think it's still a little too early to put them in the dark horse. If they lose another ACC game, though, well, then their season's probably over. But I could see that conference kind of just beating up on each other because I don't really feel that there's one great team.
Yeah, there's not an elite team at all.
Right. Yep. Okay. That brings us to SEC. Trav.
Yeah, I thought I was being, I guess, not clever's not the right word. I thought I was being a little unique with this one, but then people started picking it after I decided it. I'm going with Ole Miss to win the conference.
Okay.
I like that offense. Lane Kiffin with Jackson Dart is absolutely fucking insane. And then they got running backs. They got a good stable of running backs. They got 3 really good receivers. Defense is okay. I think the SEC is kind of like in tiers this year, and that's one of the tier 1 teams. My dark horse, I'm going to go to my tier 2 teams, and I'm going to say LSU. I think the only question that outside of quarterback, all the other questions are pretty much answered. So it just depends on Garrett Nussmeier and how he plays. As someone who was around the DFW area for his high school career in this area, I think that he's built for it. Let's just put it that way.
I like Garrett Nussmeier. I think Nick Saban was talking about him on College Game Day last week. Had great things to say. I'll never be one to not trust Nick Saban. I think it's a good pick there. I think pressure on Brian Kelly this year for sure. Looks like we may have lost Nicky, so I'll
add him back. He's back. Yeah,
Nicky, you're back just in time for your SEC winner and dark horse.
Beautiful. So winner, how can you not say Georgia? I feel like they're just head and shoulders
because everybody is. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to. But dark horse, I think you guys probably all have the same dark horse too. I'm gonna say Missouri. I just like Drinkwitz.
Yeah, you're a big Eli guy. Yeah.
I'm picking up what he's putting down.
Yeah, I have the same. I had the same too as Nick. Nick Saban said it on Game Day last week. It's all about who can beat Georgia. I think it's really hard to pick against them. My dark horse was also Missouri. I'm trying to scramble here to find a last second change.
Hey, just go with it.
What was yours, Brett?
Mine was LSU.
Oh, nice.
And one thing I'll add on that is they play Ole Miss, A&M, Bama, and Oklahoma this year. So if they win those games, they're going to be set up in pretty good territory. But it's a hard schedule. Yeah.
I'll go with I'll take my dark horse as Oklahoma. I'll mix it up.
Venables.
Yes, I like his bits. Georgia and Oklahoma for me. All right, moving over to the Big Ten. Obviously, our favorite conference here. Travis, start us off. Winner and dark horse.
Yeah, winner I think is going to come down to which one of the offenses becomes more elite between Oregon and Ohio State, and for me, that's Oregon. And I also think they have a slightly better defense. Dark horse. This was one where I struggled because I really don't see a dark horse winning this conference. But I guess I was very tempted to put MSU just for the hell of it. But I went with Wisconsin. I like the running backs that they have there. They got a pretty good receiver. I like Tyler Van Dyke, whether he shows that or not. And Fickle's had success wherever he's been. So for the most part, a little bit brutal at the Ohio State spot, but counting on him to do it again.
Good picks there. Nicky, what do you got?
Winner, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go Ohio State. I just think, Ryan Day, he kind of has to win a national title.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on him. Yeah.
So, which honestly, that could make him trip up more, but I don't know. Just how much money they're swinging at NIL, just getting all the good players. I just think they've got to do it this year. And dark horse again. I kind of with this, like it's really hard to choose one because it feels like there's such a big drop off after the top two. So I was thinking just because they have an easier schedule, they don't play Michigan State, which is obviously a huge plus for any team. I'm going to go Nebraska.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Nikki and I have been like lockstep here. That's a good one. I mean, I'm with you guys. Like it was I thought this was the hardest dark horse to pick just because the next tier of teams are not really dark horses. Like Michigan, one, I would never pick them. Two, it's hard to call them a dark horse. They're the reigning national champions. And then it kind of drops off to like USC, who, I don't really know. Yeah. I don't see their game translating well to the Big Ten just yet. I think they'll have success. Not going to pick Penn State. So I have Ohio State as well. I think the pressure that Ryan Day's under, he can go either way. He strikes me as a guy that will feed off the pressure. They've done all the right things. I mean, they've added so much talent. Probably upgraded at quarterback. Brought in a lot of good players on that defensive side of the ball. I know it's chalky, but I'm going to go with Ohio State. And then I also have Nebraska as the dark horse. I think they kind of fall into that tier where, they can get hot. And if Raiola is everything he's cracked up to be,
he's damn good.
They've got the right coach for the job. So we'll see. I think definitely a exciting year for the Big Tens with all the changes going on at college football in general.
I saw Raiola play as a freshman in high school in a playoff game, and I was like, "Holy shit, that is a 5-star quarterback!"
Yeah,
leaving the stadium.
It kind of has like a Mahomes
crazy
game almost. Just from the videos I've seen. Okay, now that we got all that, we cover everything. Heisman. Oh no, we got to do the Heisman. Sorry, getting so excited talking about Michigan State. Okay, Heisman. We'll go same order. Travis, Nikki, me. Dark horse. I'm sorry, winner and a dark horse. Travis starts off.
Okay, the winner. I am double dipping at Ole Miss, and I'm going with Jackson Dart. Just think there's a lot around him, and he's got a great coaches around him great coach to work with in the college game. And I've always liked his game, so I think he's set up well. Dark horse. I'm gonna go back to a couple of your guys' dark horse picks in the Big 12, and I'm gonna say Jalen Daniels at Kansas. That team is a different team when he doesn't play, and he's able to do it with his legs and through the air. So he's one of the more elite quarterbacks that people talk about, but not talking about enough.
I like that.
I like it.
So for Heisman winner, you may call him a dark horse. He didn't have the best odds, but I don't know. I just feel like he is the sauce. Number one QB in the portal at one point. Miami. Cam Ward from Miami. And then for the dark horse, I think Riley Leonard. Notre Dame.
Nice. I like that. Got the
good
brand
picks
value there.
Yeah.
All right. For my winner, I have Jalen Milroe. I think if you look at what I'm drawing a blank on his name, what Kalen DeBauer did with Michael Penix Jr. at Washington, I think it bodes well for Jalen Milroe this year at Alabama. I think the new offense could be a hurdle that he'll have to overcome, but obviously still surrounded by talent and an offense that will let him shine. If he can fine-tune some of the passing skills, I think he was pretty darn close to winning it last year. So that's my pick to win. Dark horse, I actually had Jackson Dart as a dark horse, plus 1,400. A bit of a long shot, but I think, Trav, you for all the reasons you said, I think Jackson Dart is probably right at the top end of where you would pick a dark horse, but that's what I'm going to roll with.
Solid picks all around. That's it.